Good morning everybody, welcome to today's video on our epic trip to Celje, where I am going to watch my football club, AEK, play against the local team. This is Venice, by the way, and the Venice part of our trip will be a different video because we had a lot to talk about here. Right, so let's find our train to the first stop of our trip. Look at this man, we already have signs of AEK in our trip. And what do you make of this mist that is totally destroying the visions of the arriving tourists in Venice? Fortunately, we didn't have such problems.
Vi augura buon viaggio. Good morning. We are now arriving in Udine.
Look at springtime falling all over us. The lovely surroundings here belong to the city of Udine. So it's currently 2 o'clock. It means everything is closed, siesta. So I will go to the center, grab a coffee, and then I will make a visit to the stadium. And there is also a surprise for you. So don't go away. Look at this. The fans of Udinese, they do have a friendship with Roma. This talks of thousands of partisans who were either killed or tortured or deported from their hometown. Friulani al seguito. Okay, let me introduce you to the club. Ladies and gentlemen.
Let's go. First time.
This is Pietro. Pietro has probably the best, it is the best, right? Let's not be modest. Italian-speaking, ultra-culture, football, you name it, channel out there. Subscribe.
Okay.
Links down. That doesn't sound good. Links in the description. So you essentially have this wall of mountains around the city, don't you? That is the stadium. Is this the same location where the old stadium was? I remember it.
One stand is the same. One stand, the arc. Where
the arc.
Is the
I remember it on TV, you know?
So this is the only summer league in Italy.
Look at our guy, man. He's a goalkeeper for, what's the name of the team?
Il Castello. The Castle.
For the Castle.
The Castle, yeah. This is the final.
So those are your ultras?
No, the other team.
The other team.
Fans, yeah. So this is the region, but not all the region.
Tell me about it.
So the entire region is Friuli, Venezia, Giulia.
Okay.
Friuli, is the part of Udine and the north part.
So I have someone, I think it's one person, who is writing in the comments, big up, that I should go to Udine because of their Friuli patriotism.
Okay.
So we are very close to the stadium. The stadium is behind the bush. And as you can see, we are on the road. Udine is like the United States. They don't give you space to walk, so you have to walk on the road. So, which year was the stadium rebuilt, renovated?
2013. They start.
Yeah.
Finished in 3 years.
All right.
And that's not normal in Italy.
It's not.
Usually they took a lot of time. In Udine, just 3 years. Yeah.
Udine, Friuli,
very
serious.
Very serious.
Serious people. There wasn't a purpose, right? I mean, it wasn't for a tournament or something.
No, just because the old one was too big for the city.
Okay. How many people live in Udine?
99,000. Less.
Okay.
No, it's a very small city, and that it's incredible that you think it's in Serie A.
Yeah, with a team. So many years.
1994.
It's really, really modern. Apparently it's packed with solar panels, this stadium. So I think the worst moment probably here was the Napoli game, right?
Yeah, the vittoria dello scudetto.
Yeah. To see them enter like that, eh? So Napoli won the Scudetto here, and they did a pitch invasion, to which the local ultras responded. I mean, they also entered, and it was mayhem. Oh, look at this, we can peek inside. Check it out. The colorful seats. It's the one thing that I always notice when I see a game from here, you know.
So the black part, where
Yeah.
you see the black seats,
The black part is something that's from the old...
is the old one.
Yeah. And it's also the one that is not visible on TV.
No.
So that part is actually the part of the old stadium, the only stand that they kept from the old stadium. Check this out. So this is the old, how old? 1970 what?
76.
1976. This is the old stadium of Udinese. Now it doesn't really look like a stadium at the moment, it's a park, but in order for the lovely citizens of Udine not to forget their roots, they have left something for everybody to remember. So let's have a look. By the way, we made extensive research on the scudo, the upside down V that Udine has. That one. By the way, look at this. In the local language, Udine is called Udine. And it seems to be related to the old city of Aquileia. Now, depending on my editing, I don't know which video you are going to see first, the Venezia one or this one, probably this one. But if you wait to see the Venezia one, we talk about the sacking of Aquileia by Attila the Hun. And legend has it that Attila the Hun built the castle that we were earlier, so that he could watch Aquileia burn from a higher standpoint. Look at this, man. Are you sure this is the original one?
I don't know if it's the
Ciao.
original. Ciao.
But if it is the original,
Meaning is...
it's mega cool.
No, I think it's not.
Yeah, but we can... Signore, è questo l'originale del vecchio stadio?
Ci chiedevamo se era la porta originale del vecchio
Non ho
Moretti.
idea, sono trasferito a Prato Carnico.
So we don't know if it's the original goalpost, but it could be. Right? So I was looking at online photographs of this Moretti Stadium when I noticed that there was a speedway track going around it. And what's insane is that this speedway track would go in front of the main stand, but behind the popular stand. So it was inclusive for the main stand, but it would totally disregard the other stand that was more for the supporters of football, you know? What an architectural marvel this was, man. It says here, Parco Moretti, right? Moretti Park. This arc is actually the original one. But do you not recognize the Moretti thing? It's the beer. Not a lot of people know that this Moretti, the beer guy, is from here, from Udine. Big up Pietro, man. So check out his channel. He does some very interesting football experiences, and a lot of them are very visceral. So we met here, the castle where we climbed with the elevator was up there, the one built by Attila the Hun to watch the fires of Aquileia. Hey, good morning. Off we go for the second stop of our tour, man. Big up Anais Ninman. So, we are moving to the station. We are going to the next stop of our trip towards Celje, a stop that also has a connection with AEK. AEK has played there when I was younger. Look at this. Genoa. Did you guys know that there was this friendship between Udinese and Genoa? However, the events that happened some years back with the pitch invasion of Napoli and the violent incidents that followed led the Genovese to stop this friendship with Udine. And I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago that they played here in Udine, and Udinese put that banner that we are not from Napoli here. Yeah, things like that happen, don't they?
Final destination of this journey. We advise you to be careful.
So we are in Trieste. Now, why is this important? First of all, my team has played here a Champions League game in 1994, that season. And we played against Milan. You see, back then, Milan was punished by UEFA and they had to play here. As for the second reason is this one, this boy here, Stefano Furlan. Let's talk. Stefano Furlan was a young supporter of Triestina, one of those supporters that were victims of police brutality. So it was back in 1984, and after a derby between Triestina and Udinese, there were clashes between fans, clashes in which Stefano Furlan did not participate. He was a bystander. Little did he know that this would be the last image of his life. Furlan was beaten to death by the policeman, by the riot police, without even participating in these incidents. It's many things. It's disgraceful, it's horrible, I don't know what to say about this kind of behavior, you know? Nereo Rocco, man. Unbelievable. So we played against Milan here. We had one of the stands, I remember it was yellow and black. And not only that, but we scored first. And we were winning for, I don't remember, for something like the greater part of the game, until Christian flipping Panucci decided to punish us. He scored 2 goals in 5 minutes, and that was it. And look at the thing, man. It is indeed very beautiful, isn't it? And you can read down there, Curva Furlan. And this here would be the visitors' stand, I guess. I think that Nereo Rocco is one of the most beautiful stadia. We're not falling for that again. In Italy, it's one of those that have character, you know. It's a stadium that was used for Champions League games since back then, since the inception of Champions League. In Italy, nobody forgets. I mean, literally all the fan bases every year will put a banner up there to remember Stefano Furlan. And it's 42 years ago that his homicide happened, you know? While I was looking at the story, I remember reading a phrase in one of the articles that the policeman who did the deed is probably now pensioned, you know? Kind of freezes your soul, doesn't it? Check this out, the local team have a friendship with Austria Vienna. And Pietro did tell me that also Udinese have a friendship with Salzburg, the good Salzburg, you know, not the Red Bull one, the original Salzburg. Is it readable? Yeah, man. Now Triestina is doing horribly at the moment. Not only at the moment, in the last, I don't remember how many years, they are crap. Probably has to do with the way they are managed, while their fiercest rival, Udinese, are constantly in the first division. Now, further down the road is another absolutely dubious and macabre structure. Let's have a look at it. Dear mother, I will be shot today. So it used to be a concentration camp, and it was a rice factory. You can actually see the shape of the structure. This was the crematory. Look at this. So I don't know if you can see it, but there are two beds, one on top of the other. This is literally 1.5 square meters. So I had to leave because a big crowd of kids entered, which is a good thing. I mean, kids should visit these places. So according to the guide here, each one of these rooms with the two wooden beds would host up to 6 people, man. Can you believe it? When I went to Auschwitz at some point of my life, it was one of the shocking experiences to see the rooms where people were pushed and crammed in order for them to suffocate, you know? And both this room and the previous one with the beds were destined for mostly for political prisoners, for partisans, you know, members of the resistance, and fewer Jewish people. Every time I visit such a place, I keep thinking of the same thing, man. How we are not really doing what we should to avoid this from happening again. It's constant. Trieste used to be the capital of the Adriatic littoral zone. Now, what was that? That was created by the Nazis, contained places of modern-day Croatia, Slovenia, Italy, of course, right? And for the Nazis, it was a hunting ground, essentially. The SS had been given the freedom to hunt at will. Not only the Jewish people, but also the thousands of partisans in the area. Not to mention the Slavic people, because they associated all the Slavic peoples with Bolshevism. So this is the football stadium, and this is the basketball stadium. They remember Gabriele Sandriman, another victim of homicide. Trieste is a serious city. Can you see that over there? What I cannot understand, however, is how on earth does it happen? And you have all these weird buildings, you know, around the train stations and everything, that are completely abandoned and trashed and you name it. So look at that. This is a building, right? A warehouse or something. It's also abandoned. But that, it's a wall, barely standing. The building next to us is at least under construction. I don't understand why it's like this. And it's not only in Trieste. I mean, I see this phenomenon in many, you know, around the train station areas of various cities. It says there, Maritime Culture Institute. But I mean, look at this. It has 4 locks. Fort Knox is less sealed than this. Anyway, at least this one looks a tad better. Are they gentrifying the thing for some reason? I guess we found the responsible, haven't we? All right, so welcome to Ljubljana then. We are not going to stay here because there is an immediate train leaving for Celje. Ah, the hell, man, look at the Slovenians. Everybody's rebuilding their stations nowadays. We were so close to missing the flipping train. I waited there, where there is another train, but it's apparently this one here. Are you not seeing all this? Look at the beauties of Celje. There are forests, there are streams, rivers, a flipping castle up there. Mate, how are we going to vlog here? This is one of the quietest places like ever. Even the people, there are people, you know, they speak quietly, you know. Right, so welcome everybody to Styria, welcome to Celje. Let me check in first and we talk later. Bye-bye for now. So the game is tomorrow. The plan for today is have a walk to the stadium. It's about half an hour walk from the train station. Go to the castle and generally try and discover as much as possible. Look at this. Originals. So Slovenian football is pretty much a mystery to me, except from the obvious. I mean, Olympia and Maribor, I guess. For example, the local team, Celje, if it wasn't for the game we played in the autumn against them and lost brutally, mind you, I wouldn't even know of its existence, you know. Anyway, Celje has also an ultra group called Grofje. In the local language, it means the count. This is a sticker of the local ultra group, and you see the 3 stars here, right? The symbol of the local count. I can already see the light of the stadium. Check it out, we have a sticker from the previous time that somebody torn apart. Look at this disaster class here. What a view. This is crazy, man. It's lovely, isn't it? So I guess they are preparing for tomorrow. Hi, this Celje or AEK?
AEK.
This is AEK, eh? Okay, thank you. Yeah, so we are gate foreman. Who would have thought? It's so funny that the thing is so open. I am extremely tempted to walk on the pitch, but I will not do because, you know, the pitch, it's sacred. Pitch invasion. All right, so down here is, yeah, it's not very interesting to be honest. I mean, there are a lot of shops, a lot of companies and stuff. They are essentially using the up the hill part to handle the visitors. As for the entrance of the home ultras, it's here, but it's closed. Look at this, they have yoga classes, man. This is great. Hospitality something. So don't get me wrong, this area is not an abandoned place area. It's quite nice actually, but this place is spectacular. Whoa. So Slovenia is probably the one former Yugoslavian country that I think the least about. And it probably has to do with the fact that the least amount of bloodshed happened here. If you look at what everybody else did and how they went from massacre to massacre, from genocide to genocide, incredible stuff. This here lot did not get themselves involved in any of this. Even in the times of Yugoslavia, they were considered the rich area of the country. They used to have a lot of internal migration, so a lot of people from other parts of the territory would move to Slovenia because of the opportunities. Now, this led to an incredible situation, man. So the moment Slovenia declared their independence, the newly formed Slovenian state at one point asked for the non-Slovene citizens to apply again for a citizenship of the newly formed state. A lot of people did not take this seriously, and some others were rejected. I mean, especially the ones that participated in the former Yugoslav army, who actually came here and tried to suppress Slovenia from becoming independent. All those were denied citizenship. So what do you think Slovenia did, man, after the deadline expired? They erased them. They simply erased everybody who didn't apply for that citizenship. I mean, try to imagine yourself waking up one morning and not being part of any, I don't know, country anymore, not being a citizen anymore. That means that you most probably lose your job because you become illegal. Don't let your mind go to some recent situations that are happening across Europe. You're not part of any pension plan anymore. Probably the healthcare doesn't apply to you. It's a disaster, right? A lot of them lost their properties. It's crazy. And we are talking about close to 1% of the Slovenian population back then. Now, the ones who could afford it, and by afford it I mean pay for legal representation, did bring this issue to court. I mean, the European Court of Human Rights did made a decision in favor of the erased. The final verdict, and the moment the Slovenian government actually decided to pay back, was in 2016, 26 years after this whole issue even happened, you know. Now, I couldn't see online if this compensation actually worked for everybody. I think there was a big part, the majority of the erased that could not hire a lawyer. What do you think about this story, man? This is very weird, isn't it? Look at this. Ice. So I am currently procrastinating, you know. I'm trying to avoid climbing up. But I guess it's time to do so, right? Okay, let's go. Look at the beauties of Celje, man. So we have to go like this, like that, and up. That wasn't me, yo. This is from the last time, I presume. So this castle is close to 700-year-old. What kind of opening is this, man? Let's occupy the center, man. Let's get there. So in the turbulent times of the Middle Ages, these castles had a vital role, essentially because of this. From up here, you could overview literally everything. Look at this, man. Oh my lord, another stadium. And another thing you can see very clearly from up here are actually the two reasons of the development of Celje as a city. One of them is the river, which back in the day was the major route for the transport of goods. And the second one is the flipping railway. Look at that. When that railway was built, I think it was in the late 19th century, something like that. It put Celje on the map because it connected it with the route between Trieste and Vienna. Now, what kind of torture device is this, man? Look at this Frederick's Tower. Frederick was the son of the guy that we took our selfie. And he was one of the princes of this here area, crowned by the Holy Roman Empire, which Holy Roman Empire had nothing to do with Rome and much to do with Germany. So look at this. That is the writer of the chronicles of the princes of Celje. He's essentially the vlogger of the times, you know? He does look kind of creepy. Are we chroniclers or what? We kind of are, aren't we? If you look at that hill over there, when the Ottomans were attacking, fire signals would be lit over there to let everybody know what's going on. So I could go back from the forest, but this road leads to that old stadium. Look at this building, man. Imagine that in the middle of that forest at night. Now my first comment is this house, man. Imagine games being played here and that Pratt sitting on his balcony. So half this terrace is a parking lot. All right, so I will leave you for now and I will see you tomorrow on game day. Bye-bye for now. All right, everybody, good morning. Today is game day. What on earth is that, man? To be fair, Slovenia is the only or the first, I don't know, country of the European Union to have banned BB from entering their space. This is the prison of the city, I think. Now, I'm not 100% sure if it's the same prison. I think it is. That back in the Second World War, the Nazis executed hundreds of local people from Celje. They gathered here partisans and everybody who was resisting and executed them. So the Nazis moved hundreds of patients from the local mental care hospital to flipping Linz and executed them. And this led to an incredible act. The very first days of the liberation, the local Cellians started taking revenge in an incredible manner. In the outskirts of Celje is an area called Teharie. In that area, a sort of camp was formed. So the camp itself was built for the Hitler Youth, and when the Nazis surrendered, it was occupied, it was captured by the newly formed Yugoslav army. The Yugoslav secret police, the OSNA, together with the local Cellians, received from the British all the prisoners of war from the area. Low-grade Nazis, you know, the important Nazis did escape. Collaborators, German-speaking population, etc. The OSNA executed everyone who had even the slightest connection to Germany, former Nazis, and collaborators executed. No trial, nothing at all. German speakers executed. Even writers and poets and artists were executed just for speaking German. In the area, there are these pit mass graves where all the bodies were thrown. This is an old story from after the Second World War, right? In our day and age, in a special operation, warfare that we are engaged in, does anybody really think that we would react as a human race, right? Any differently to our prisoners? And I'm very sorry about this rant, but I woke up this morning and instead of getting news on the game on my phone, I had a cataclysm of news on how the war in Iran is going to hell and how Israel is causing 700 plus thousand people in Lebanon to move. In the last 100 years, right? We went from doing incredible atrocities to decades later repeating them. Shocking. How can you talk like this about violence and at the same time follow football, which is inherently kind of violent? And well, it is. And I'm not denying any of this. But I myself, as a person, I'm not here for the violence. I mean, I cannot understand it. I'm here for the chants, for the color, for everything, for the banter, especially for the banter. What on earth is this, man? Yeah, I mean, look at this. That is a German-speaking school from before the Second World War. I mean, a lot. Imagine this. This is creepy. Imagine, or I imagine, that a lot of the people who got executed were, former pupils of this school. And on the other hand, you think that a lot of those people were the ones collaborating with the Nazis. Who would have thought that Celje would be so full of stories? Well, the police presence definitely indicates the presence of our people, doesn't it?
To the stadium.
We are in. We are alone. There's nobody else, man. Look at this. Where are the locals?
It's not, we are just having...
Γρόθηκε. Περισσότεροι δεν είναι δική μας,
Αυτή είναι όλοι.
Cheers!
Κάνω τις σχέσεις που κάνω το μυαλό. Πολύ καλή πάση. Η άλλη είναι χάλια.
Η άλλη...
Κάρα θα αγαπώ. Κάρα ολέ. Ενώσεις αεγολέ. Ολέο.
That's who we are. It's 4-0, man.
Original, ay gole original, original. Vale, μαζί σου αρρωσταίνω. Αγάρα μου, το έχασε το τρένο. Ναρκώτικα, γυναίκες και λεφτά. Τι να σου πουν, για σένα, για σένα. Πες μου, πόσο φασέος είσαι. Πόσο φασέος το θες. Δηλαδή, πόσο δηλαδή.
What are you telling me, man? AEK is cooking. Now we're going to play in Madrid because I don't think that Celje is going to come back from this 4-0. So we need to find tickets for Madrid. Anybody willing to sponsor some tickets for Madrid?
Θα πρέπει όμως να είναι ο